Ciao friends! We are Andrea and Ravi, and together we do Trek and Eats, a channel dedicated to travel and good food. We recently completed a Basque country tour and we visited San Sebastian, Saint-Jean-de-Luz, Biarritz, and further north Arcachon, Saint-Émilion and Bordeaux, which are not part of the Basque country. By the way, if you're not subscribed yet to our channel, please consider doing so to get notified on our next Basque country videos. Saint-Émilion is a commune in the Gironde department in Nouvelle-Aquitaine in southwestern France, 22 miles east of Bordeaux in the famous wine region. This beautiful medieval city, whose history dates back 35,000 years, welcomes 1 to 2 million tourists every year. The village, previously called Ascumbas, was renamed after the Breton monk Émilion, who is believed to have lived in an hermitage carved into the rock there in the 8th century.
Saint-Émilion is one of the top wine producing regions in the world. Vineyards make up more than 67% of the land of the commune. Approximately 5,000 hectares of vines spread over 8 villages were made a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1999. According to UNESCO, Saint-Émilion is an outstanding example of an historical vineyard landscape that has survived intact. The medieval city of Saint-Émilion has a significant historical and architectural heritage, including its cobblestone streets and its Romanesque church and numerous religious monuments.
One of the most impressive sights of Saint-Émilion is the monolithic church with its huge 223 feet bell tower. This church is the largest monolithic church in Europe. Its name derives from the ancient Greek mono, which means single, and lithos, stone, referring to the building that was dug into the limestone plateau. The current structure still forms a single block. This underground church was dug in the early 12th century and is believed that it was built to welcome pilgrims who descended on the city to commemorate Saint-Émilion, the Breton hermit, whose remains can be found in this church.
If you find yourself in Saint-Émilion, you should not leave without eating at the family-owned restaurant Le Tetre, right on the famous cobblestone street dating back to the 12th century. You'll be greeted by a gracious owner-host, and her husband will create some of the most amazing seasonal dishes you'll have in France. We highly recommend having a bottle or two of their awesome wines. Make sure to reserve ahead of time and ask if you can dine in the wine cellar for a unique experience. We visited the cloister of the Collegiate Church of Saint-Émilion, the church that once housed a religious community that followed the rules of Saint Augustine. The construction of the church started in 1110 at the request of the Archbishop Arnaud Géraud de Cabana. A beautiful work of art by the painter François Pelletier adorns the walls of the cloister. The artwork called the Apocalypse was commissioned by the parish of Saint-Émilion, the Friends of the Collegiate Church, and the vicar Father Rosier. It is painted on Lebanese cedar, oak, chestnut, lime, and poplar using glazed oil painting. It symbolizes the painful harshness of the struggle between good and evil and the joyful light of the promise of God's victory.
Saint-Émilion is one of the principal red wine producing areas of Bordeaux, along with the Médoc, Grave and Pomerol. Although the first vine can be traced to Roman time, it's in the Middle Ages that wine production peaked. The primary grape varieties used are the Merlot and the Cabernet Franc, with a small amount of Cabernet Sauvignon also being used by some chateaux. The Bordeaux region has over 7,000 wineries, and narrowing down to a few requires hours of research. We decided to try one winery in the Saint-Émilion area as we wanted to visit the village, and another one not too far from there. The area is so vast and it's not possible to visit more than maximum 3 chateaux in a day, as some tours end by 3 p.m. We bought our tasting ticket through Rue des Vignerons, an online booking site. We highly recommend buying in advance if you're doing wine tasting tours in the region. The first chateau we visited was Château de Pressac. The tasting prices can vary between 20 to 30 euros. We enjoyed the tour very much and recommend it if you want to learn about winemaking before tasting the amazing wine. The property is so beautiful and dreamy, especially around sunset when the golden light colors the valley. The sommelier that gave the tour was so entertaining and knowledgeable, and the wines were delicious, and you can buy wine to bring back from the property.
Mystery.
It's very tasty.
I say it's red, you say it's white. I think I'm getting away.
I said it's rosé.
Oh yeah, you can change your answer.
Rosé, that's it.
White. Everybody's saying red? Red?
Yeah, say rosé.
It's red. It's red. It's red.
Nobody?
I did, but then nobody's saying anything. So
We think it's a red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the two last, it's a rosé then.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, he says rosé.
I'll stick with my choice. It's a rosé.
Rosé or so white. So one rosé only?
There's a rosé here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Rosé. Another vineyard we visited was Château Pape Clément, one of the oldest Grand Crus of Bordeaux, and a chateau that has been producing wine for more than 750 years on the same terroir. Tasting and experience prices vary between 15 and 200 euros, and tours are offered in both English and French. Château Pape Clément is a Grand Cru classé de Grave that offers exceptional quality wine. The vineyard gets its name from its previous owner, Bertrand de Got, who became Pope in 1305 under the name of Clément V. The vineyard was handed down to him upon the death of his brother. The grounds and property are really nice, but the tour was too serious for our taste. The tour guide didn't allow the smallest delay in following him around, even if we stopped for a picture or video. He did not appreciate any talking amongst ourselves during the tour, and it felt like a very severe classroom which takes away from the enjoyment. Maybe some other people had a more enjoyable experience, but ours was not great.
We hope you liked our video. Please check out our other videos from the region and consider subscribing to our channel if our content resonates with you.